One of the hottest names in the NBA right now is Damien Lillard. After finally requesting a trade from the Blazers, many teams have been discussing with Portland to land this superstar. Of course, teams like the Nets and the Heat have been trending, but one of the teams that I think has been on the radar is actually the Golden State Warriors. Now, I know some of you guys might say we don't need one more guard and we don't have the cap room to bring him in. I completely get that, and that's what I was thinking in the first place, but now after considering all factors, there's one move that I think the Warriors can make that is perfect from every single possible angle, and that is to trade for both Damien Lillard and their center, Jusuf Nurkic. Now, this seems absolutely absurd, but I did all the research and I have the perfect answer here for all of you guys' questions. Because truth be told, after a miserable free agency period, there's nothing the Warriors can do by signing veteran players that fits with the team both financially and scheme-wise, so why not explore the trade market? In today's video, we'll be talking about why trading for Damien Lillard and Jusuf Nurkic is the perfect solution to salvage the Warriors dynasty and the exact trade package it takes to land these two players. So without further ado, let's roll the intro. Yo, what's up guys, Jason's here, back with another video. If it's the first time watching, I mostly cover news and reports for the Golden State Warriors, but we also make content for every other teams in the league. So if you want the latest basketball news and rumors in your feed, all you gotta do is to leave a like and subscribe so that you won't miss any of my future upload. Ever since the beginning of the free agency market, the Golden State Warriors did nothing but re-sign Draymond Green back and give veteran point guard Klay Thompson a one-year vet minimum deal. We've been talking about centers and stretch bigs for so long, and yet nothing is getting done. You might disagree with me right now about this Damien Lillard trade, but watch the whole video and you will get exactly why this trade here makes absolutely perfect sense. Now, first thing first, let's start by talking about the trade package. Golden State will receive Damien Lillard and Jusuf Nurkic, and the Blazers will receive Klay Thompson, GP2, Kevon Looney, Moses Moody, and 3 first-round picks. Now, let's first talk about the assets the Warriors are giving out. Klay Thompson has 1 year left on his current deal, so Portland can either extend him next offseason or let him walk to save the cap room to sign other players, as the Blazers will be in a complete rebuild mode. Additionally, with the 3rd overall pick, Scoot Henderson, that backcourt with him and Klay is something to watch for. Now, of course, I put Klay Thompson in here to match the salary, but on the other hand, Klay has been declining by a major margin these past few seasons, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, of course, he's still a good 3-point shooter, but defensively, he's not what he used to be with those 2 massive back-to-back season-ending injuries. And by next offseason, if Klay Thompson doesn't want to take a pay cut and leaves the team, Golden State will lose him for nothing. Without a doubt, it will be tough to split the Splash Brothers, but if the Warriors want to win, that's something they have to do. And to be honest with you guys, I think Klay Thompson right now is the most overpaid player on this Warriors roster. Now, to fill in the void of Klay Thompson, we can move Steph Curry to the shooting guard position, as he is one of the best off-ball player, and we can put Dame at the primary point guard position. And truth be told, I don't think any team in the league today can defend this backcourt duo, as Dame and Steph are arguably two of the best shooters and playmakers as of right now. Now, as mentioned earlier, GP2 is also in the trade package, and here's where the earlier Klay Thompson signing comes in. Both guys are relatively smaller size guard, has some level of firepower from behind the arc, and are both disruptive on the defensive end. And when Golden State first signed Klay Thompson, it felt to me as a sign that the Warriors might use GP2 as a trade asset because his cap hit, which is close to $9 million, is actually quite significant for this Warriors limited cap room. And moving on, of course, I'm going to have to send away Kevon Looney in this case. Without a doubt, he played a critical role for this Warriors team, but his 6'9" frame is a huge limitation. Jusuf Nurkic can perfectly fill in the void of Kevon Looney here. With his 6'11" frame, his size and length will help the Warriors front court significantly. And despite the injuries he has been dealing with, Nurkic is still a great modern big in today's NBA. This past year, he was averaging 13.3 points, 9.1 rebounds, and 2.9 assists per game, while shooting 36.1% from behind the arc. The Blazers would be in a complete rebuild mode if they were to trade Dame, so it makes sense that they want to move on from bigger contracts. And for the Warriors, this would be a perfect scenario. Not only does Damien Nurkic have chemistry, but Nurkic fits perfectly with this Warriors system. This is a 6'11" center who can protect the rim and secure rebounds on the defensive end, and also knock down shots and playmake on the offensive side. So adding him to the team will be a huge boost. Plus, his contract is extremely cost efficient, and playing with this elite backcourt in Steph and Dame will elevate his shooting even more. Now, the last player I want to talk about in this trade package is Moody. Now, ever since Moody got drafted by the Golden State Warriors, he's playing decently, but you never feel his presence. Looking at his number here, this past 2 years with Golden State, Moody was averaging 4.6 points and 1.6 rebounds per game, while shooting 36.3% from behind the arc. Now, a big reason in this because he doesn't get much playing time on the court, and it's time that the Golden State Warriors completely forget about their youth plan and to go all in to win now. Moody might not become a star in the league, but every team would love to have a young, accurate shooter on the bench, so this makes sense for this rebuilding Blazers as well. And to fill in his void, Brandon Podziemski makes perfect sense here, who the Warriors just drafted. He and Moody basically have the similar physical build, and Podziemski is another high volume, high accuracy 3-point shooter, so this all resolves around and everything is making perfect sense. And of course, I have to put in 3 first-round picks here, and to be honest, I wouldn't mind giving away a few more second-round picks to sweeten the deal here. So now if this trade were to be made here, Golden State will have a new backcourt room that includes Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, Chris Paul, Brandon Podziemski, and Cory Joseph, which looks absolutely amazing to me. But there's something else I have to mention here if this trade were to take place. Now, I put Kevon Looney in the trade package earlier so that now Nurkic is the only player on this Warriors team that can play center. But there's nothing to worry about because we got some new updates here today about Dario Saric, who has been linked in with the Warriors since this past Friday. Now, according to the latest article here by NBC Sports and ESPN Nation, Dario Saric's decision to sign with Warriors may depend on the Damien Lillard situation. And from this report here from NBA insider Jake Fisher, quote, "It was evident during exit interviews with key players, sources said that Miami was preparing its books for a roster-altering transaction. The Heat have told free agent players like Malik Beasley, who agreed on a 1-year contract with Milwaukee on Monday, that Miami is in a holding pattern before moving forward with this veteran minimum signing," sources said. Other players like Josh Christopher recently traded from Houston to Memphis, and Dario Saric, who had a strong ceiling in Golden State, could also be involved with Miami depending on these Lillard proceedings, sources said. Now, this basically means that Dario Saric will likely make a decision to join a team after Dame gets traded to a new team. There are different ways to interpret this, but if the Warriors were to wait, it's going to be a long one. And one huge question arises. Are the Golden State Warriors really Dario Saric's preferred destination, or is he trying to figure out a team that has the highest chance of winning a championship, perhaps with Damian Lillard? If Golden State were to make this trade here, not only will they land both Dame and Nurkic, they likely can finally sign a deal with Dario Saric. And this new center room with Dario Saric and Jusuf Nurkic all of a sudden looks very promising. So right here, if everything goes as planned, here's the lineup for the Golden State Warriors. For the starting 5, we got Dame at 1, Steph at 2, Wiggins at 3, Draymond at 4, and Nurkic at 5. On the bench, we have Chris Paul, Brandon Podziemski, Cory Joseph, Dario Saric, Jonathan Kuminga, and perhaps one more free agent center or forward, and maybe Trayce Jackson-Davis, the Warriors' second-round pick this year. And with Chris Paul's flexible contract, this Warriors team looks a lot more competitive and promising. Alright guys, that's all we got for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section if you think this trade makes sense for the Golden State Warriors. And if you enjoy the content, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me on social media with all the links in the description box down below. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.